I'm Jessica Steininger, and I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Strictly Biz News. Today we're filming from the Big E, and we are here at the booth for the DL Video Productions.
Welcome to another episode of Strictly Business. I want to thank Jessica again for coming on. You guys know Corey, I'm Alfonso, and welcome to the show. We are actually shooting at the Big E at the Bridal Show under the DL production booth. So if you are here today, which is, what's today's date?
Today?
The 9th.
It's the 9th.
Yes. Hopefully you'll see one of us, or you'll see Corey running around because she's going to be Bridezilla today, she just claimed. So, welcome to the show, and we'll get right into the hot topics. First up, ad spending rises 6%. Got this article from Brand Week. It's data released from Kantar Media says total expenditures for the period rose 6.4% to nearly $94.1 billion spent. The third quarter of 2010 was up 8.7%, which is the largest since 2004, said, which is great. Especially for businesses like mine,
Yeah.
the people that are more willing to spend money advertising and marketing now, which is good because those are the first budgets cut.
Right.
So it's definitely good increase, and it's good for, it means the economy is getting better.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Yeah, people are starting to feel like it's turning around, and so that they're have a little more confidence to actually spend some money now.
Well, now there's new mediums for it as well.
Right.
They're saying the paper dropped 3%. Internet ad sales rose 8%, and radio actually increased 6%, which I'm kind of baffled with the radio, because most of the clients I've spoken to, the radio has not worked for them at all.
Right.
But I mean, with radio, I guess it's by demographic, depending who has what and what kind of automobile and who has the iPod or XM, FM, whatever. I'm surprised by the radio.
There are ways now to reach your demographic, like more specifically. I feel like you can categorize things so that you can reach your demographic and your ad spending is more effective. So, like Clear Channel, are they still around? And like XM Radio and...
Oh, XM and Sirius joined.
Okay.
And Clear Channel owns most of them.
And they do advertising on those channels, and I think that they have a way of,
it's all more specialized.
Right.
Well, I think the radio rose... I think the radio rose 6% basically because they were given heavy promotions for radio, like huge discounts, where a lot of the bigger businesses were buying radio spots because they were so cheap. And I think that's why there's a slight increase in radio. Maybe by the next quarter it'll go back down again. But that's the one I'm surprised about. Internet, it's kind of, we all know that internet is it's more, especially with the social media and now just the mobile internet too, is just, I'm sure that's going to be a category next year.
Yeah, definitely. We know you'll be part of that category.
Of course. Next up, the Big E is building a $2.2 million equestrian practice arena. It's a new arena. It will be attached to the Coliseum. It's going to be around, I think they said 5,000 square feet. It's pretty much to keep the horses out of the weather before competitions. And it'll be good because the Big E, they have about a dozen competitions a year, and it brings in a lot of money to the area. So, I mean, it seems like $2.2 million is a lot, but if you think about it, I think the article said...
they bring $1 million into the local economy.
Yeah, exactly.
For each show.
It's well worth it.
Yeah. Well, I just thought it was interesting that the state isn't paying for any of it, and it's all through just money that Big E has and through loans that they've
which
acquired,
means $5 extra for the tickets that we're going to have to come into. But it's one of those things, like if they add this and you don't know what they're going to add later on. I mean, it's just going to get bigger. I mean, I remember when we were kids, it was just like small
Very
carnival.
Small scale.
Yeah, now it's just like
bigger.
Yeah.
And I think that horses have become an increasing category. We actually work with two people that have horses and they compete and things like that. And I mean, a couple years ago, I didn't even know anyone who even owned a horse. So that might be, increasing the economy and it's all related maybe because horses are very, very expensive.
Oh yeah. It's not even just buying the horses, then finding the place to rent the little booth they're in, or not the booth, whatever. Yeah. They're in the booth, they got their own booth. But it's a lot of maintenance. So this is gonna be, hopefully bringing in more money outside of just even the ticket sales, just more horses coming in and more shows going on.
Yeah.
Next topic, Sprint is to phase out Nextel. I thought they already did this. I didn't know Nextel was still around. But they said they're going to start phasing it out in 2013.
Because they're one company.
Yeah, they merged, I think, 3 years ago.
Yes.
And they're pretty much saying the sales aren't up because Nextel capabilities, they can't handle smartphone. So all it is the walkie-talkie, and mainly it was used for college students and construction workers. So they're going to give that option to new Sprint phone, but they're going to get rid of Nextel altogether, which I don't think this has anything to do with how Sprint does. I mean, I think they said that they're the number 2 provider. Mm-hmm. So number three, yeah, sorry.
They're up there in the top 3.
Right.
Yeah. So I think this is, I mean, it's not a dumb move, it's getting a good move. But they don't know. It's starting to phase in 2013, so maybe it'll go over a course of 2 years, or I'm not sure.
Yeah, just when I was reading the article, I was thinking, like, why in the world did they ever buy Nextel to begin with? And in the article it says they paid $36 billion for Nextel in one of the worst corporate deals ever.
Yeah.
And as I was reading this, I was like, yeah, that did sound like a pretty bad deal.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what they were thinking, because besides the push-it-talk, there really wasn't anything that Nextel had to offer.
And I guess their demographics were the people that worked outside for the walkie-talkies, and a lot of it were college students, because when I was a freshman in college, a lot of my friends that were from Boston and the cities had them, because you can, they're free to talk to each other.
Like walkie-talkie.
Yeah, and I mean, I didn't really like it because it's like, doo-doo-doo, and then you hear people talking, and it's like the muffled, like, you know, and especially when I was in class, like, you'd hear that, and the teacher, it was just like, I'm kind of glad those are phasing out. Next up, our good old friend Tiger Woods lost another endorsement. It's shocking.
Yeah, seriously.
Him and Golf Digest are calling it quits. I wouldn't even say it's an endorsement. He pretty much worked for them, I guess. He wrote articles for them on like golf tips, and, you know, tips how to cheat on your wife, and he got paid.
Not in this magazine.
No, not in this. Maybe Playboy. He got paid, I think, $2 million a year, but he's just getting dropped from everything besides Nike. I mean,
yeah, I mean, their excuse was that it was because he didn't have enough time. They wanted, with the internet business, and they wanted him to spend more time writing articles and tips and stuff for the magazine, because they did have that internet aspect of it. But he didn't want to give him the time. But I think he was just too busy macking it to the ladies. You know?
He lost all the other endorsements, so it's not like he's going to shoot a commercial there or a print ad there. Like, it's but it's kind of funny. He's just, within the past 2 years, I mean, they've been partnered together since 1997 when he won his first trophy or jacket or whatever they win in golf. I don't know. I don't golf. So yeah, I don't know. I think Tiger is starting to get old news, and people are just tired of him.
I mean, whoever's going to take his spot is going to be huge for them.
Yeah. Lastly, Allstate is suing Bank of America. So if you're insured by Allstate and you have a Bank of America account, you're screwed.
Allstate is not there. Phrase, Allstate is there.
No. Pretty much.
Another tagline?
I don't know.
Anyway, I just look at the commercials with the guy like bringing the different causes of accidents.
Yeah.
That's the best commercials. But they're suing pretty much allegedly for misrepresenting the risk on more than $100 million worth of mortgage securities it bought from Countrywide.
And then Countrywide was bought by Bank of America.
Yeah. So in turn, it's Allstate suing Bank of America, and they're pretty much they were misled. They're saying that Allstate was misled into taking on those what was it? Securities, yeah. Which I mean,
loans. They're packaged loans that are all packaged, and there's lots of different stuff, and they group them into one.
Yeah.
Securities.
Yeah.
It's all due to accounting.
Yeah. Which I'm not good at.
Classify them as securities.
Yeah. Okay.
Liabilities, right?
Yeah.
Securities are a liability, I believe.
See, I know what the words are, but I don't know what they mean. So.
Assets plus liabilities minus equity
equals Al not knowing what you're talking about. No, but they're saying that let's see, they suffer significant losses after Country misled them into believing the securities are safe, and that the quality of home loans are backed up with them were high. So they're saying pretty much if they thought that their loans would be backed up by an extra amount of money, which they didn't have. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't have either. I don't have Bank of America and I don't have Allstate, so I don't know how it's going to affect with people that have both.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it kind of leads back to, did Allstate do their research? You know, when they were buying these, you know, it's easy to point the finger and give the blame to somebody else, but you have to also take responsibility and accountability for your own business decisions.
Right.
And if they can prove that that Countrywide really did knowingly, you know, package these things to deceive, then maybe they do have a case. But should there be tougher regulations in order?
Well, it could be Allstate.
Happen again.
Allstate's the largest publicly traded auto and U.S. company, so insurance company. So I'm sure they're just thinking of like, let's just buy out like the little companies and not really worried about, you know, all the stuff that the little details and small print that were on the bottom of the paper of the contract. So, Jessica, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me again.
And we'll be right back with a spotlight on DL Productions. Welcome back to the Business Spotlight. I'm here with David Long from DL Productions. David, how did DL Productions begin?
Well, I've been in the wedding business for about 18 years, and about 2.5 years ago, we dabbled in a little video and really got excited about it, but we really wanted to elevate videography into cinematography. So we did some research and found out how to bring the look and the feel of the movies right to the wedding scene without making it a huge production.
So what are, like, I've seen your videos and they come out awesome, so make sure you guys go to the website, which I'll scroll on the bottom here in a little bit. But what other services do you provide besides the wedding videos?
Well, weddings is about 80% of our business, but we do some web marketing videos, some corporate commercials, dance recitals as well. So we're growing.
I've seen a few of your videos and I've seen a lot of different kind of weddings, but what was one of the most unique projects you worked on?
Well, we had a bride and groom that wanted a 1920s feel to their wedding film, and we're not big on using special effects, but for this couple, we infused our modern cinematography with a 1920s feel, and the whole wedding was vintage. So it was pretty amazing, and they were thrilled with the results of the video.
That's great. So we're in the bridal show. So what is the best part about working the bridal shows?
We get to see a lot of brides all at once, and for us, you know, this is our business. This is how we promote ourselves, is through the bridal shows. But for us personally, it's just the interaction and getting to know their personalities. And even on a small occasion like this, where we only get to talk to them for maybe 4 or 5 minutes, we still can infuse our personality with theirs, and they just see that we're so passionate about what we do.
So what's next for you guys?
What's next? Oh, we've got so much stuff happening. We just opened our studio in Wilbraham in September of 2010, so we're continuing to build that and grow that. We will be really pushing our web marketing in 2011, doing some marketing seminars with companies, small businesses, and we're really looking to promote and help bridal companies, companies that do wedding work, and do web marketing for them.
Great. So what's the website if they want to get more information?
It's www.dlvideoproductions.com.
Okay, good. Anything else you want to tell the viewers?
This guy's a good guy. Trust everything he says. Everything he says.
Thanks. All right, Dave, thank you.
Thanks for having us on.
And we'll be right back.
We have our live taping coming up on January 18th at the Majestic Theater.
Yeah, so I want to make sure you guys, you know, we're going to be making sure you know about it. So we're going to be saying it every episode until you go. 5:30 Majestic Theater, networking event right after. It's going to be a lot of fun. You get to see us make fools of ourselves in person. And yeah, we'll sign autographs after.
I never make a fool out of myself.
We'll be right back. Jessica. I want to thank David. Fun episode today, and I got to see a lot of wedding stuff that I hopefully won't have to see for years.
And I can't wait to see the rest.
Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Remember, January 18th, live taping, and see you guys next episode.